About that and about this new winter weather advisory just issued. Tony?
Well, we've had really two advisories and warnings, a winter storm warning and a winter weather advisory. The winter storm warning, which was in effect for Kent and Providence County, has now been downgraded to a winter weather advisory. Still snow, ice, slippery travel, high impact in terms of travel, but not as much snow. And the higher amounts are going to be reserved up towards Worcester and outside of the Boston area. So the accumulation map one more time, looking at a general 1 to 3 inches. Southern suburbs, 3 to 6 in and around the Providence, Kent area. We've picked up about 2 to 3 so far, and 6 or more in the far northern part of the state, where we have amounts at about 4.5, and I know weather watcher John in Burrillville just said that the rain just switched back over to heavy snow. So bottom line, it's really this thin ribbon of purple right in here, that far northern Rhode Island, the better chance of seeing the higher amounts, and they really taper off as you get closer and closer to the south shore. High wind warning for the areas in red, regardless of snow amounts. The wind machine is really going to kick in here beginning overnight through all of Monday. Winds gusting over 50 miles per hour, isolated power outages possible. The storm that is expected to intensify rapidly hasn't done that yet. It will be doing so overnight into early tomorrow morning, and when that happens, well, the wind speeds pick up, and certainly the gusts will increase throughout the day, both tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. On the Doppler radar, you see the first area of moisture that came through, giving us anywhere from 1 to 4 inches today, is starting to lift north and east. We've had a change over to some sleet and some rain, and there's actually a bit of a lull off to our west, and that's working in right now. So there's really not much going on in terms of precipitation intensity. The area of low pressure is developing off the Carolina coastline, will intensify rapidly. That's when the winds will really start to pick up. Now, as that happens, what we'll see is the cold air come back later tonight. We will see a change back over to some snow after 10 o'clock tonight, but thereafter, the bulk of the real heavy snow tomorrow morning is going to be confined essentially northeastern Massachusetts, the Boston corridor out towards Route 495 as the storm pulls away. I think the reason why the Weather Service is dropping the winter storm warning is because by the time the storm really starts to intensify into really a major nor'easter, it may be too far to the east to produce substantial snow with round 2 overnight as the cold air starts to settle in. So in Providence right now, we have clouds and some drizzle and flurries. Temperatures certainly cold enough to be supporting a snow, at least to start the storm system early on, but the mild air taking over, so we see that transition over to essentially rain, and that will continue throughout the evening hours and into the overnight, and changing over to snow once that colder air starts to settle on in. I want to show you the 7-day futurecast, because we do have another chance for some snow coming up on Wednesday. Looking at a system that'll be coming through, and that one looks like it's probably going to be an area of just some light snow. This is kind of a midweek system around the Wednesday time frame. Let me get the 7-day up real quick for you. We'll dry out tomorrow afternoon after some snow and wind early in the morning. But again, the better chances of that happening would be points north and east of the Providence area. There's a 7-day outlook, and you see that system coming up for Wednesday. I'm thinking some small accumulations. Doesn't look like a real big deal with temperatures in the 30s, and then Friday and Saturday things kind of quieting down. So we're in a lull right now, and then round 2 coming up for some snow later tonight. TJ and I doing some Facebook Live updates throughout the evening hours. First one's coming up at 7:45 tonight. And before you settle in for the Grammys, we'll have an update again on Eyewitness News. So not as much snow, but still substantial in terms of travel. As TJ mentioned, it's wet and slushy, and when the temperature drops overnight, you get that layer of ice and then some additional snow on top of that.
All right, Tone, thanks so much.